Hey everyone, this is Anthony. In this video, we are going to be talking about powers, and another word for them, if you want to call them exponents, you'll definitely hear that term as well. All right, and there's some terminology that goes along with this topic. We're going to have something called the base, and the base is going to be raised to the power or the exponent. All right, so an example of this, you might see 2 to the 4th power, all right, or negative 3 to the 2nd power, something like that, all right. And there's some more terminology. If something is to the 2nd power, we're going to say that this is squared. So another way we can say this, rather than negative 3 to the 2nd power, we would say negative 3 squared. If something is to the 3rd power, we're going to say it's cubed. All right. And so let's take a look at a couple of examples. Let's say we have 7 to the 2nd power. So 7 is the base, 2 is the power or the exponent. And the way that we're going to handle exponents is we're going to multiply the base as many times with itself as the exponent says. So what do I mean by that? If it's 7 to the 2nd power, or 7 squared, we're going to multiply 7 with itself that many times, 2 times. So these are equivalent to each other, and we get 49. All right. Let's say we have 4 to the 3rd power. All right, so we have 4 to the 3rd, or remember, 3rd power. All right, there's another name for that. 4 cubed is the same thing as 4 times 4 times 4. All right, we're going to multiply the base as many times as there is an exponent. And we get 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. All right, a couple things to be on the lookout for. I'm going to write down 2 examples. All right, so let's call this example 1, example 2. I'm going to write down example 3 over here and example 4. All right, we have to be very careful of the differences, very slight differences between these. Let's say we have negative 5 to the 2nd, and we have negative 5 to the 2nd. All right, these mean 2 different things. We have to consider order of operations, and as you can see, negative 5, all of negative 5 in example 4 is being squared. So this is where we would do negative 5 times negative 5, the base multiplied with itself 2 times, as the exponent says. Over here, though, you notice the negative is not quite attached to the 5. Order of operations says exponents comes before multiplication. This is the same thing as saying negative 1 times 5 to the 2nd power. All right, so we treat this as negative 1 times 5 times 5. All right, so if we simplify example 4, we get negative 5 times negative 5. Remember, negative times negative is a positive, and 5 times 5 is 25. Whereas over here, 5 times 5 is 25. We know that, positive times positive, but then a positive times a negative, negative 25. All right, so slight difference in the way that the problem looks, but big difference as far as the answer goes. And you know what? Let's do a couple more, just very quick. Let's say example 5 and example 6. All right. Now, when we have our exponents, let's say we have 4 to the 1st and 1 to the 4th. All right, let's take a look at when there's 1 as either the base or the exponent. All right, remember, we're just going to multiply the base by itself as many times as the exponent says. So here we have 4 and just times nothing else because we've already multiplied. All right, we just need 1 4 here. So as you can see, as a little rule, whenever we have some number, any number, and we raise it to the 1st power, it's always going to be whatever the base is. All right, so base to the first will always equal whatever the base is. All right, pretty cool. Now, whenever we have 1 as the base, we're going to multiply the base with itself as many times as the exponent says. In this case, we just get 1. So another pattern you may see is whenever the base is 1, no matter what the exponent is, the answer will always be 1. All right, so just a couple patterns to keep on the lookout for. In the next video, we'll talk about what happens when 0 is the exponent, the power, and what happens when 0 is the base. So I hope this video helps. If it does, like, subscribe, all those good things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you.